Hello friends and happy Wednesday. It has been a while since I checked in with you last. It has just been to be completely frank and honest, exhausting weekend and beginning to the week. As I've mentioned several times on my channel before, our little boy is struggling with his sleep schedule right now, so I am very, very sleep deprived. He seems to come and go in cycles, and he'll have one week where he does, pretty good for him, and I'll actually get like some stretches of like 3 or 4 hours of sleep at a time. And then he has his challenging weeks, and we've been in a challenging weeks period where I'm lucky if I get an hour of uninterrupted sleep in the night, and half the time I'm up and down for the whole night. So if I look and sound tired, I am. But so it's just like sleeplessness, and I just have not been feeling myself, with just no energy, because not having sleep will do things to you. And yeah, it's that time of year where I feel like there's so many things that I want to do, and I've had to massively backscale on what I was hoping and planning to get done in December, which I always end up doing. So we'll talk about that more another time probably. Right now, I wanted to share something very special with you. You may have seen some snippets. This isn't the special thing. This is just something that I want to show you. I've been working on some little felt snowflake ornaments, and I love these so much. I have had these saved on my Pinterest for a long time. I can't remember if it's been like a couple years or if I found it at the beginning of this year. It doesn't matter. It's been a while. And I knew I wanted to try it, and so I finally have been doing it. And you'll have seen the snippets of the finished ones. These are ones that I was just sewing on, so they have a lot of threads to be trimmed and felt to be trimmed out, and I absolutely love these. They're great. I'm making a few for myself, and then I'm making a couple for gifts, and I love them so much. But the special thing that I wanted to share with you today is in here. I have this beautiful box. I'm holding it open so that you can't see any addresses. Earlier in the year, I asked Holly of a Mystery Mouse Yarn Co. and a Mystery Mouse Knitting podcast if she would be interested in if there was a way that I could collaborate with her on her advent calendar, because this is like full transparency. This was an exchange. I did something for her for the advent calendar in exchange for an advent calendar. As you may know, if you are a knitting person, advent calendars are fairly pricey, and they're just not in our budget. So I messaged her and was like, hey, feel free to say no, but is there something that you would be interested in having me collaborate with you on in exchange for an advent calendar? And she said yes. And so earlier in the year, if you have one of Holly's advent calendars and you haven't opened it yet, like me, and you don't want to get it spoiled, don't look. But I helped her, and I made a bunch of these little drawstring project bags. She picked out the fabric and everything, and it was so much fun. Like, I got to make a bunch of project bags for her. Well, they're sort of project bags. Her goal was as a spot to put all of the mini skeins, and she picked the most beautiful fabric. Like, I love this so much. But yeah, so I was able to do an exchange with her, and it's a 12-day mini skein set, or a 12-day advent calendar. I think it's 12 minis and 1 full skein, and you can technically open it every other day, but I decided to wait until halfway through the month so I could open one every single day through the rest of the month for Christmas. So today I actually get to open 1 and 2, because I didn't open one yesterday because it was just kind of busy. But it's so fun, because I'm going to cover the QR code. There's her little Arthur cardigan in his disguise. It's a mystery advent calendar. You're supposed to like guess which book it's based off of, it's inspired by Agatha Christie. I should have started with that. It was called like Christie for Christmas. And so you're supposed to there's clues throughout the advent calendar, and like the names of the different ones are clues, the names of the different yarns. Oh my goodness. I'm tired. Can you tell? I can't talk. There's supposed to be clues to the book that you guess the book. So this is day number 1. It's all bundled up. And this is just so much fun. I've never had an advent calendar before because, again, pricey. And they're in a shawl pattern, and I don't know if I'm going to do the shawl pattern or not. Oh, that's lovely. It's called A String of Pearls. Let's see. It's just a very muted neutral. My lighting's not the best, but hopefully you can kind of see it. And then it comes with a perfect Progress Keeper stitch marker by EB&Co. Elizabeth is another friend of Holly's, and she makes beautiful, beautiful little, are they beaded? Yeah, beaded Progress Keepers. So that's so funny. If you're not familiar or a fan of Agatha Christie, Hercule Poirot, that's his mustache. Okay, and then day 2, actually I think I can just slide these off. Yeah. I love these little bags that she used. They're so cute. I'm definitely going to be reusing them for something. Ooh, this one has double spiced chai tea. I mean, not that you're interested in that. You're interested in the yarn. It says, I was the moon. And it is another neutral colored one with these adorable speckles in there. I love little pops of color and speckles. Those look so, so good. And it's so interesting how, like, if you just, like, looked at this one first and then looked at this one, like, they wouldn't look that different, but you put them next to each other. And this one has, like, pinks and grays, and this one's a much more, like, cool tone. Oh, these are beautiful. So, that is all of those for today. I'm going to keep this all bundled up and beautiful, but oh, I am so, so glad that I was able to collaborate with Holly on this, and I'm so excited. If you haven't heard me talk about her before, Holly is one of my favorite people, favorite knitting people that I have met in the last, well, not met in real life, but I have become aware of in the last year or so. So, yeah. That was a really special thing that I wanted to share with you. I guess I can quickly talk about some of my knitting stuff. I don't want to go too long with this because the baby's napping and limited nap time, and I have a few things I need to do. I have decided that I'm not going to try and knit any Christmas socks before Christmas. You may remember on my first Vlogmas episode I talked about how I had 3 different skeins of Christmas yarns and I really wanted to make some Christmas socks. I realized that that was just too much to try and do in this month. So my plan is that I'm going to be saving those and doing it in January and continuing the Christmas cheer, Christmas festive spirit throughout the month of January, if I can. If it doesn't happen, that's fine. I probably am going to try and do it sometime throughout the year, not in December. Because I've tried to make December socks, I think 2 or 3 times now, and it just doesn't work. December is just too busy. So I'm not going to do that. I was planning to try and make my husband and my little boy a pair of socks for Christmas. I'm not going to be doing that anymore. Instead, I'm going to be making my husband a hat and a duck. That's what he's going to be getting for Christmas. And then I realized for my little boy, I think that this year I'm not going to try and make him anything for his Christmas present. He's got a bunch of other Christmas presents that he's getting from his doting grandparents, and we've got different things that we're making for him, and he's not really a big fan of like stuffed animals and things. Like, he has several of them and he hardly plays with them. So I was planning to make him a little turtle, but I think I'm gonna wait and I'll make that for his birthday next year, or just as a a present. I was listening or watching Rebecca from, or was it Rebecca? No, sorry, it was Stephanie. Rebecca is like the queen of gift knitting. Rebecca from Cedar Arrow podcast. Stephanie of Texas Peach Knits was talking about how she doesn't really do any gift knitting or make things for gifts. Part of that was just because it got really stressful, particularly around Christmas time, but also that she has a hard time making something for somebody and then not giving it to them. And I have like very rarely felt so seen and heard. That's my problem. When I finish something, like, I want to give it to the person. It's very difficult to not just give it to them. So that's the thing with my husband, where it's like I make him socks throughout the year, and I made him a pair of socks for his birthday, so that's why I realized too that it was fine to not make him a pair of socks for Christmas too. But I make socks and then I give them to him, so I don't like just stockpile them. It just feels weird. I don't know why. But yeah, so I'm just kind of backtracking a lot of my knitting plans because I have had so little knitting and crocheting and crafting time in December so far. Part of it is I've had time, but I've also just had so little energy that I'm just so tired. And sometimes, honestly, I've been playing a lot of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. I am not a huge video game person, but the latest Zelda game came out in the fall or over the summer or something, and my husband was playing it, and then I just started playing it a little bit here and there, and so it's really funny because we make a good team. He likes to go and like fight all of the big bad guy things. I like to like run around and like forage for things and catch the wild horses and, you know, look for different quest items. And I don't like fighting the bad guys because I always die. I'm so bad at it. And it just, sometimes just playing that is just the relaxing thing that I need to just not think about anything and just kind of so I have been playing that in what would normally be knitting time, and I'm going with it. That's the thing where I started thinking about it and I was like, okay, what are the most important things that I want to get done? And I've already finished 2 gift knits. Those are already done and out of the way, and then I'm working on a couple things for my husband, and I was like, those are the things that are the most important to me. Those are the things that I want to get done. So nothing, there's no rush. I don't have to do everything. You just don't. So, yeah, that's kind of been my plan. But anyway, I'm going to sit, maybe watch some old episodes of the British Baking Show, work on this, work on a couple other Christmassy projects. I have a duck to work on. So I'm just going to sit and do that, and I'm going to work on that and just have a nice, quiet, relaxing afternoon. Because, yeah, I'm tired, guys. Anyway, I hope that you all are having a wonderful December. I may check in again tomorrow or Friday, or I may not. The rest of this video may just be some fun little montages of me doing crafting things, and then end of the video. I'm not sure. We just have to see what happens over the next 2 days. But yes, I hope you're having a wonderful December so far, and that you're doing all kinds of Christmassy things and having a good time. And just remember, you don't have to do everything. You just don't. Christmas isn't over on Christmas Day. You can celebrate Christmas and listen to Christmas music and do all the Christmas things throughout the whole month of January. There's nobody that says you can't. It's fine.